all is, how many of you, yeah, how many of you are really affected by COVID? If you're affected, type 1 in chat. If your family member is affected, it can be yours or extended family, right? Your cousins or anyone, type 2. If both your family and yourself were affected, type 3. Let's quickly look at the chat and see what is the response. So, yeah, good. Need more time? Is it someone, can someone quickly check this and respond? I just want a feel of it. How many total participants we have? 30 plus?
Yeah, we are 37 now.
Okay. So roughly, mostly I see 2s, which means their family was affected. Rough. Alim sir, someone can help. Azhar sir, Max, can you get me some random?
Yes. So majority of the people are saying that at least 1 or 2 members from the family have been affected.
So it's 2 and 3, right?
Yes. 2 and 3 is majority.
Okay. The reason why I asked this is very simple, okay? See, COVID as a thing has been haunting us for like maybe a year plus. The first wave was very, people did not understand what was happening. There was no vaccine. We had a lockdown. It had a lot of impacts. So many things happening. Still, we were very serious. The next time the second wave came, the seriousness is gone. If you look at the percentage, in the first wave, it was like 1 lakh plus cases in a day. But if you look at the second wave, it is hitting 400%, which means like 4 lakh plus cases a day. But the seriousness is something which was missing. I think that's the reason why we are paying the price. And a lot of people ask me, how did you get it? I don't know. But what I'm trying to demonstrate today is like, whatever I got, I'm happy. One, it is Father of Allah. Two, really, it has been a blessing. Trust me. So I just wanted to give a quick feedback that when I say positive things, this is the one slide where I want to say when I was COVID positive, it really made me worry. Because like what is going to happen, you don't know. It was 22nd. It took me some days to diagnose, a little late, and that's the reason could be like 61% infection was on the lungs. Thanks to Dr. Abdurrahman for pitching in. I was in ICU for 3 days. Initially, we did a quick family, my brother, my son, a lot of people, my friends, partners, they were part of this entire exercise. We took a quick decision. Initially, I thought home medication will help. Then we quickly switched to, one of my partners started calling Abdul Majid. Thanks to him and all the other partners who have been running around. And the oxygen facility for the night, we took an ambulance, 3 hours. He was running like a jet. So, I am used to driving Innova much more peacefully. Anyways, I reached Chennai, I went to speed. Then, Dr. Sajid, all my other partners, along with Dr. Mudassir, started looking at, this hospital doesn't have ICU, and I may need ICU because my oxygen was a little dropping around 80s. So they decided, and we finally got VS hospital with an ICU bed. So I was there for 3 days, and I was on IV for like a day. IV is like little, it goes critical. I was given oxygen 15 liters per minute, I guess. So I don't know the exact calculations. So finally, I felt I have been keeping better. I've been talking to my brother and my partners and my son especially to get me discharged on May 19th. I think that was a big change. Again, living in a hospital and coming back home and living with your family is 2 different things, right? So in this whole exercise, I lost like 11 kgs, but the good news is I'm gaining. I'm, ordering food from outside. I'm making my relatives make food. They're happily doing it. So, and the other good news is I have started working from last week. I mean, very light. I mean, an hour plus, right? So my son has been helping. He's a gym freak and started doing some light physical exercise, dumbbells. I do 10, 15, 18. So we will slowly increase, plus some breathing exercises, right? So in all this, the whole bill was like totally like 10 lakh plus. The give me a second. I think it changed to speakers. Right. Am I good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So the only good thing was like my company had an insurance for the entire family because as an employee, they had a 5 lakh insurance. And last year, almost when COVID was coming, we took an insurance for the employees for all the COVID, for COVID as well. So luckily, if you look at the major thing is like the overall, the way it impacts you is like one big, 10 lakhs is no small amount. Even for me, being working as a director, still I cannot afford. So that was a big thing. As I said, in this whole thing, when I have been home like for more than 10 days, still all the normal course, generally like going to the restroom, it's not easy. You don't have the strength to carry yourself, walking on your feet. So it has been really helping me. So this is the one side of the story. This is the challenges that I have been facing. Right? Okay. Anything? Are we good? Anything?
Yes, we are good,
anything? Anyone wants to add any comments? Feel free. Okay. So let me move on to my next screen. Okay. This is my family. For sure. I have seen talent here. How they coordinated, how my brother, my son, Hasib, all my nephews, including, my another nephew, Farid, how they have been hunting, and plus my partners. Trust me, there is a blessing actually. So, you always say that, right? You find people, their real character when there is problem at your hand. And I would especially like to thank all my family, all my friends. I know all the teachers, anyone whom I spoke to, they said, we have been praying for you. And it is a blessing, alhamdulillah. So thank you all. May Allah reward you. May Allah give you Jannah. May Allah give you in this life and also in the hereafter. Ameen. Okay. So how it has impacted my family? I run a school, I'm a teacher. So what I thought was I had a lot of time. Even in the hospital, I had a lot of time. I'm a multitasking guy. I love doing things. But when I had time, I have kids. The only restriction was my son and my brother will say, don't talk too much, don't stress too much, which they're right. Most of the times I'm trying to, teach them kindness. This is the best time to teach them. That's what they learned. I see my son changing. I see my family changing. They are more responsible now. From a PUBG guy to a responsible guy. Zimedar bacha. He's a teen, I can understand. But today, I see him as a man. And just to let you know, I have promised my son to buy a mobile phone. He's in 12th. And I promised him, I told him, if you finish 2 parahefs during the lockdown, he sat and did it. And alhamdulillah, I was about to get it, but he was a PUBG guy. It's like you're giving a gun to the, guy. It was something like I was not comfortable and he was in 12th. So I took time. And today I got him a phone. So he has a new phone in his hand waiting to open. So I will let Saad go ahead and open the phone, Saad. This is a gift from me. Okay, and I started teaching them Askar, Namaz, started following up with them. Plus Atomic Habits. This is a beautiful book, actually. I did not realize I had this book. I have this habit of buying books and stocking. And the moment I get more books, I get to the point where I want to read more, right?
Okay, sir, just to interrupt, a few of our participants are asking you to take a break for 15-20 seconds, drink some water, and then
Yep.
you can continue with the session part, because we can hear still that you have some breathing issues. We can sense that. So please feel free to have a 15-20 second break. Okay, in the meantime, if our participants have some questions, and random thoughts, they can put it in the chat box, or they can unmute themselves and have their questions asked. Inshallah, Saif sir or Farhana ma'am or me, we may be able to answer you at the end of the session. I'll make a note of the questions that you ask, and then we can move on. Yeah, yes, sir. If you're fine, please go ahead. The most important thing which we have been discussing as a group, me, Saif sir, Farhana ma'am, Hasib, is the early diagnosis and early treatment. Not letting the fever or the sore throat to be there for some time, and then 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, and then we consult the doctor thinking that we may be tested positive or something like that. But please do not delay. This is the ultimate idea of the awareness session, where COVID has become common now. They say that if we test 10 people, we are sure that at least we get 5 to 6 positive patients. But the good news is we have the remedy in place. The early we do it, the better will be the results. Sir, let me know once you're good to go. Farhana ma'am, if you want to add something in between, please feel free.
So I think there is one interesting question. Can you read out?
Yes, sir. So what was the SpO2 when admitted, and how was it maintained later?
So it was more than 90. It was stable, as I said. Very rarely it went like 88. I don't know exactly the other details while I was admitted. So please excuse me for that. But most of the times it was initial 1 or 2 days in ICU. I don't know exactly details, but the doctors come and tell exactly. They come and repeat, and the nurses were repeating. So most of the time I was aware.
Great.
Right?
Adil asked, what are the mistakes you don't want people to repeat? Do you want me to take up the questions now, or do we do it at the end of the session, sir?
I can take it. So it's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
See, the first thing is we have been talking about this a lot. I mean, I just wanted to share this news that my son's classmate sister, she died, I think yesterday. And the reason was like, she was having fever for 2-3 days. Even when I was talking to Dr. Abdurrahman, what he was saying is like, people come, even I did the same mistake, which I don't want you to repeat, is like, people go late. I mean, they think fever is fever. 2-3 दिन देखेंगे, कहते भी खाएंगे, मात्रे वात्रे लेंगे, ट्राई करेंगे, उसके बाद जाएंगे करके. I did that. I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's the normal approach, right? And what happened was like the infection got more. And in this girl who is married and with a kid, I was sharing a 24-year-old, she died, and there is no time. I mean, it's difficult to predict. Depends on your immunity, depends on your level and what kind of medication you're taking. Are you self-medicating? Are you taking doctor's medication and all that? See, right now we have solution. There is solution for COVID. Even almost if you're critical, like say 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 is the best, right? Doctors can manage. But the problem is we don't go to them. We don't call them. We are running a helpline. Actually, I will share some of the details that we did. Like, we don't take it seriously. This is something serious. So come on. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. The next question comes from Zoya. She asked how you couldn't notice it in the first place.
Notice what?
about the COVID that you are asymptomatic. You have
So
been
let me
impacted.
tell you, let me tell my history. Generally, whenever I get fever, right, I have got rat fever in the past. I have got fever in the past. Generally, my take is I take 1 or 2 days. I don't go to the doctors. I don't blame the doctors, but somehow I lived in US for 5 years. I've learned that better manage with, the default tablets, Dolo 650 or Dolovin or whatever. The reason is the moment you enter a hospital in one body, we get an injection, which I feel it is a little too much. So as I said, it is something, Qadr, I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
I hope that
Yes.
answers the question.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. How many days you took to recover? Jahara Begum asks.
Right now, from the discharge date to now, I think this is the 10th or the 11th day. But for my level of infection, I have lost like 11 kgs. To become normal, it will be like, I feel I'm 90% right now. And to become normal, it will take 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. Thank you. Were you vaccinated before you got affected from COVID?
No, I have a slide for it. We will talk about it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think we can move on now.
Yeah. So coming back to this is a great book. I mean, I recommend everyone to get a hold of this book and start reading it. And I have ways how to teach it. I have already taught it to all my kids, my nephews, niece, all my relatives, even elder ones. They all enjoy it. 28 pages of first chapter, concise to 15 lines, out of which 3 are problem statements, 9 are corrections, right? Which is like small 1% changes, right? And see the results, remarkable results, 9 results. I mean, out of that, they got results. So I don't mind teaching it now, but I think we are out of scope for that. And I started teaching grammar. So I have started teaching them subject, predicate, clause, and phrase. I finished it today. Alhamdulillah, they're able to understand it. They're able to get it. I mean, I'm talking about 14-year-old to 19-year-old kids.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you, sir. Case asked, what was going on in your mind when you get to know that you are positive?
I mean, all the good and bad, you don't know, right? I mean, the worst comes first, right? I mean, you don't know. But somehow I was very strong. Emotionally, I'm very strong. And second thing was like, I have been a fighter from the beginning. I think those who know me very closely, they know that I have been a fighter. So I would love to fight, and maybe I have been lucky enough with all the prayers that everyone made. I'm sure like many have prayed, and may Allah reward you all.
Great. I mean, do you have any post-COVID system?
The recording. Okay, I think that.
Yeah, it
Go
is
ahead,
being
question.
recorded now. Yeah, the next question is, do you have any post-COVID symptoms?
Not that I'm aware of. No. I'm eating almost everything from beef to chicken to fish. I'm ordering, and I'm in a marathon to add weight. Alhamdulillah. So, but slow and
Okay,
steady.
great.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Your nephew asks, does overthinking affected your recovery? Because doctor said that you're thinking too much. What was going on?
In a way, yes, I would say, but I don't know. See, I'm a very hyperactive guy. Take a hyperactive guy, put him into a room in a ICU, restricted. It's very difficult. So to me, I think the answer is yes, but I really don't know. Yeah.
Okay, great, sir.
Next question, I think, is
It
on
is
sleep.
what? Yeah,
I'm
Tanvir.
sleeping decently.
Yes, yes. Go ahead on the sleep. Yeah.
About sleep. So I think this is from Farhana ma'am. So I think I'm sleeping decent. During the daytime, I sleep around 2 hours. During normal time, I'm sleeping like 4 to 6 hours, 8 hours. To me, I mean, I'm a guy who can sleep 4 hours and be fresh. Generally. As someone said, like, right now I'm trying most to take rest, but I mean, I'm a hyperactive guy and that's my nature. I'm trying best. And trust me, the time in ICU I spent in the ward for like 4 or 5 days, like I got so many ideas. I am now discussing business ideas with people. Trust me, and maybe some good news is there, so I will share, inshallah.
Sure, inshallah. Jazakallah, sir. What about weakness post-COVID?
As I said, I lost 11 kgs. So when you lose 11 kgs in less than 2 weeks, you can imagine what will happen. So that's why I said it will take another 6 to 8 weeks for me to become, inshallah, 100% normal with all your dua.
Okay, a few of our friends want to see you. Do you want to on your video now, or do you want to, on your video at the end of the session?
I forgot my makeup, so I can try.
Okay, great. You can just slide down the monitor a bit, so that we are we are able to see you fine now. Alhamdulillah.
I'm not able to see myself. So anyway, good.
Okay, post-COVID, why CRP is raised?
I don't know. That's a good question for the subject matter expert, the doctors.
Okay.
I don't know. One of the things I faced was like my platelet generally for adults should be 1.5 lakhs. When we initially tested, it was 1.1. Then we gave some, the platelet increase tablet and I got 1.4. But I think when I got discharged, it was 64,000. Now it is 72. So I discussed with doctors and doctors advise not to take any medication and use food to gain it. So it will come back. So it's healthy.
Okay, great. It was found to have most of them to have weakness post recovery, sometimes associated with loss of taste and smell. Is it true?
For me, I never had the loss of smell.
We can see you eating now.
I'm eating.
Yeah.
I'm in a marathon.
Okay, great.
So can I move on to the next one?
Yes, please. We will move on with the slide part. Then we'll take some more questions as we move.
Yeah, I'm happy that a lot of people are asking questions. I'm hoping that this is helping. So,
inshallah.
Okay, yeah. So the next question I have is like, next thing I have is like, I mean, I started playing games with my kids and others because I'm an entertainer. I love doing things, right? So, I mean, one game which we played was like, even before I wanted to discuss this topic, I asked my son, my daughter, my niece, my nephews, everyone, what are the positives? I mean, I know when people say COVID, people will panic, right? But I asked them, what is the positive side of it that you saw? I got very interesting answers, like, and it was, I asked them if it is a kid. I mean, this exercise, I did it with my 11-year-old to 21-year-old and even elders. And I asked them to categorize spirituality wise, I mean, how it has helped in terms of friends, in terms of family, in terms of self-improvement. So when I say spirituality, like, they started praying more. They started taking religion more seriously. Since I was not able to fast and I was not able to, read Quran, I was planning to complete as a family member. I never want to do that, but I did it because I felt that is really something that will compensate. And for the fasting, inshallah, I will make it up, inshallah. And okay, in terms of friends, right? I mean, how they work together. I mean, how it has overall the friendship has improved, self-improvement, like how they have taken. I've given them goals. Actually, we had a family gathering and in my sister's place, and I asked everyone to define goals, like memorizing more dua. I mean, have some define the SMART goals. And in terms of family, like, have some people who are not in good relationship. People realize, I mean, you're like, this is a problem and it's better to solve it, and they did.
Exactly. They say that instead of crying after I die, cry when I'm alive. Instead of saying good things about me when I'm dead, say good things about me now. So this helps us to make our relationship better. Great. Okay. How about mental fitness before and after COVID? What was the difference you analyzed in yourself?
I feel I'm more charged now. Actually, I'm like, I know that but now I feel like I'm charged plus plus. Alhamdulillah, a lot of energy is there. It's just a matter of time. As I said, like, I mean, it has helped me. Maybe I'm trying to turn the tide and see the other side of the coin, which is very positive. And I hope this motivates you to think. I know if you're a family, within the family of COVID, a lot of people may agree. Some of my close friends disagreed that this title is maybe offensive to some people. A lot of people have lost their loved ones. They won't digest it. But I said, I know, but this is how I look at it. This is how I present it. And it will help for sure, inshallah.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And if something has happened, see, as Muslims, it's qadr of Allah. Do we know? I mean, actually, as Muslims, we are told every day, every Friday that, we will die. Life is fragile, right? To him we belong and to him we will return, right? That's given. We don't have anything else. So generally, as Muslims, when you hear a news, I have some Arab friends who said, he was in US with me, sitting in a room, we were chit-chatting, and he got a call. He said his father died, and he said, Alhamdulillah. I said, how can you say Alhamdulillah? I said, what else can I say? It's the will of Allah. It's qadr. See, this life is temporary. What we are is the next life, right? If you really go deep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
What makes you stand in 2 days? We were shocked that you got totally changed suddenly. What is the reason? I think it is being asked by one of your relatives.
I know it's, I think, Hasib. So he's on me, bang one. So.
Okay.
Yeah. See, the thing is, maybe dua, the willpower, and qadr of Allah. I was supposed to come back. I'm coming back. Simple.
Okay. Yeah. What was your worst fear when you know that you were critical? What was your worst fear?
Difficult question. I don't know. Maybe I thought there was scenario as well. So, but I was holding myself. Trust me. I don't know. I tell this when I was a kid. My mom used to tell me this. We had, Fahad, my family, and some of my family members will object to what I say. Instead of feeding milk, since we had a very poor family, they used to feed me ganji, like chawal ki ganji aati na khane ki. तो मैं सबको बोलता हूँ मैं गंजी पी को पैदा हुआ तो extra है power, inshallah.
Inshallah. Right. So you were posting Robert Frost poem, Miles to Go Before I Sleep. Miles to Go Before I Sleep.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we can move on with the presentation.
The next one, right? How it has impacted my family. The same learning, right? I'm doing plus the book. So that's the impact. I think they definitely will understand the value. And I have taught them how to read a book, how to concise 28 pages into, as I said, 3 lines plus 9 things he did. 9 things are 2 words actually, plus results. So trust me on that. I'm planning to do a webinar series. I love doing it. I did it to my sisters, to everyone. So I would love to do that. And it will help students. It will help anyone, generally people, adults, businessmen, sports people. Best book actually. So I'm not selling the book. I'm saying I love the book and it is helping me.
Okay, great. Okay, one of the bomber is asking me privately. I heard that you were a bit angry or became, little bit, what I can say, violent in the hospital.
Abusive, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the incidents. Yeah, I remember. So what happened was they said I told you I was in ICU for 3 days, and the 4th day I was supposed to be transferred to ward. I was watching all the people around me. I mean, from ward, from ICU, they go to the ward and they get discharged in an hour or so. For me, it's oh, discharge is today. Discharge is in the morning. Discharge was 4 or 5 days. It was too much. So I told my brother, And my partners that himmat karo karke gali diya, because I mean, it was too much. Maybe that's the other side of me. And I have apologized, and they thought I don't remember. So I looked at it, I understood the context. So, I mean,
Definitely,
I
we can
sincerely,
understand
that's not
the.
my nature. I don't think I've abused anyone. So,
Okay, that's the protocol that the hospitals may also have to follow before
yeah.
the certification, maybe. Okay, so the next question is, what do you think about third wave?
Third wave is going to happen. I mean, this is based on experts. I'm not predicting it. If you look at UK, if you look at US, if you look at India, they are fast vaccinating. Most of the people are vaccinating. I mean, Israel is like country. We compare with Israel. Israel is a country which is 100%, vaccinated. I mean, there are countries which are remote. And if you look at US, UK, all the data, I'm in touch with people who work for NHS UK, who work for US, all of them have vaccinated. And people are still getting affected in US and UK. But if you look at it, it is people who are not vaccinated. And the biggest problem in one body is like, I will cover this when we come to the vaccination slide for
Okay.
sure.
Sure.
So to me,
Yeah.
third wave is coming, Allah na kare, it's coming. But I think what the experts are saying, it is because of what to say, kids, it will be more to kids. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. You can
Good
take a
suggestion. I'll
break
take
of,
a break.
yeah,
Yeah.
15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, we'll have Farhana ma'am. Farhana ma'am, do you want to add on some of the key
Yeah.
points that you went through so that it helps our audience who are here?
Sure, sir. Thank you. I had to be unmuted. So I guess one of the questions were about the symptoms of tastelessness and odorlessness. Yes, I did had it, but I had it developed after like 6 days of my fever. The first day I had only mild fever or internal fever, you call it, right? And I had headache. Those are the only two symptoms I had when it all started. But I definitely felt the virus doing something on my throat, like how we used to see that animation, like, in the last year when it all began. So I could sense something was wrong and moving around my neck and, in my chest, and something is troubling my, definitely my intestines. And yes, and followed by the fever and headache. That's the only two things which I had, or three symptoms I had. I started taking Dolo, and immediately I was given other prescribed medicines from other, from closest doctors, like doxycycline and ivermectin and other antibiotics. So I started from day one itself, and nothing else I had. But on the 6th day, I started getting this odorlessness and tastelessness, which was very bad for about nearly 8 to 10 days, I should say. I never got it back, but recently, it slowly started with, I started sensing the taste. And then, yes, now that my orders have also been, resumed. So I'm quite okay. It's been like 20 days now. So Alhamdulillah, I'm back to normal myself.
That's amazing.
So,
Thanks for the insight
sure,
that you have presented. Okay. Yeah, Saif sir, are we good to go with the next slide? Yep. Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. Social impacts. I mean, while Hasib was here, he came here for 5 days to take care of me. Thank you, Hasib, despite his schedule. We planned for us one body helpline and took help from doctors, took help from people like Alim sir and all that. And we managed to satisfy 30 plus inquiries. Most of them were like looking for oxygen. Many people, I mean, finding oxygen is a big challenge across India. I mean, even big countries, there is a shortage of oxygen. So even one life saved is a big blessing. I'm sure we all will be rewarded. I want to thank the team behind working on this. I was only like giving ideas and suggestions and telling that. So that's what we are planning. Other than that, we are planning to have COVID daycare We have few doctors that we are working with and a team. We in fact plan for having an ICU, but ICU needs government approvals and legalities and all that, which is something which we could not. We would love to. I mean, I was shocked to find out that there is no ICU in Manipuri. I don't know. I mean, we need at least 5 beds of ICU, 10 beds of ICU, because people are dying. I mean, when it was, when I got admitted, 20, 30 people, 40 people died. Now, 10, 12, 15. That's why I'm talking to doctors and saying, I mean, somehow I feel sorry for those who have chosen medicine as a profession, who are doctors, who are supposed to be frontline workers. The families are saying, don't go, we are scared. I mean, there is a shortage of doctors and nurses across India. If you want to help, come forward. I know it's a big thing, I mean, but this is the message I could give. Okay. The other thing is, like, as I said, we are planning to get the approval from the collector, do all the necessary things, and have a daycare COVID. We're talking about 20, 30, 40 beds maybe. Depends on the number of doctors and the logistics behind how we can manage. Yeah.
Okay. Jazakallah, sir. Few are asking about the myth and misconception about vaccination. Because when I reach out to my parents as well, they are not, positive about taking it. And, so what's your take on this?
There's a next slide, so hold on to it.
Okay, great.
1 more minute. So, and the other thing is, like, we are doing a series of webinars. I'm doing it. This is what it is. You get to test it. I'm sure Farhana will share. And she's number 3, which means like her mom and both herself are facing COVID challenges. So, and Alim sir will, he's always a positive guy, and he will share from his perspective, right?
Sure, sir.
So vaccination, this topic, I literally argue with my brother, with my relatives. The reality is the world is going to get vaccinated, hopefully by the end of the year, including India, such a huge population. The only way out is vaccination. There is a good possibility that you may have got COVID, you don't need vaccination, you're strong enough, but it's a risk you're taking. Let me share you some numbers. You can Google while I'm talking and share some screenshot if you want to. 1,000 doctors died in India. In wave 1, it was 700 plus because we never had a solution. We never had vaccination. In wave 2, we have a solution, and majority of them are Muslims, and they are on the front line. They're people who will get affected, right? I remember Mujahid from Delhi, 26-year-old doctor with no medical history. He succumbed to COVID this year. It is your call. I mean, if you want to, see when the probability says, and the subject matter expert says more than 95% it is safe, right? Even if you get COVID after that, the impact is high, very low, in fact. So the impact is very low. I mean, what you're going to get is very low. Use wisdom. I mean, यहाँ पे जोश का काम नहीं, होश का काम लेना चाहिए. Please समझिए, अपने आप को बचाइए, दूसरों को भी बचाइए. Life cannot be like this. Some of the argument they tell us like, oh, vaccine बनाने ये होता 5 साल होता 10 साल होता. अरे भाई, जब जरूरत पड़ती खाना 1 घंटे में भी बन जाता. I know vaccine is different, but it has been certified. The only thing is, like, a lot of people say trial 3 ka data nahi hai. I said I work directly with NHS people. They are publishing data, and we don't have a choice. The choice is between death and death. Allah na kare, right? And see, let's see something. If you have a doubt in finance, you go to the finance guy. If you have a doubt in Islam, you go to muftis and get fatwas, right? When you have a doubt in mathematics, you go to mathematicians. If you have something on science, you have to rely on science. And if doctors community, majority of them, if they say, you have to trust them, right? Uske baad khadar Allah ke par bharosa karke utarna hota hai, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I think I've covered. Yeah. I've covered the first point and the second point. What to vaccinate, you can do your own research. So.
Okay. To give you 5-10 seconds break, I'll put on 2 questions related to vaccine. If you think that you are going to answer them within the slide, or you can answer them if it is a spontaneous question. In the UK, Ansar Bhai asked this question. In UK and US or Gulf, I feel vaccines are quality one, and here Indian manufacturers are not maintaining quality, and because of that, some deaths are happening. Example, Vivek, actor Vivek. Now, how sure should we be before vaccinating? The next question is from Samantha.
And before that, okay, let me answer.
Yeah, sure.
Question. It's a very good question. I know Ansar Bhai is a very intelligent guy. So the thing is this, Ansar Bhai. If you remember, Modi, we blame Modi for sending our vaccines to foreign countries, right? What are the two vaccines that we have? Covishield and what is the other name? Covaxin.
Yeah.
Covishield and Covaxin.
Yeah.
What are they? Where are they coming from? It's coming from AstraZeneca, UK, right? We send millions to US. We manufactured it. We are the manufacturer. See, it's like this. I have a main research office in US, but my development center, offshore development center is India, right? So if we assure the quality, it is quality one. And as I said, I have friends who like Sputnik. I have friends who like Covishield. I have friends who like Covaxin. They have their own reasons, because some of the things is like initially Pfizer one was having a constraint that it has to be like -70 degrees cold storage. Imagine in India, it's impossible, but now they have changed the parameters. It has improved. Another version has come, right? So Sputnik, the data seems more stronger. A lot of people don't trust Chinese, but I know friends who have taken Chinese ones as well, and they're doing fine. Maybe
yeah,
because
Russia
he's
is also coming up. Yeah, Russia is coming.
Sputnik, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's coming up well. Dr. Reddy's is distributing it, more expensive.
Right. Okay.
And I wanted to kind of give one last point on the vaccines is like the entire world is going to get vaccinated. One. Two, if you want to travel, what if they ask you to Hajj ko jana, aise jana, usse jana? You have to travel. You have to do it. That's two. Either it will be but done by force or not. That's two. Three, the only unfortunate thing I foresee is like 90% of our community is not going to get vaccinated. I only hope and pray that they get naturally immune, hopefully. But again, to me, if you ask me, it is foolishness to just rely on that. If you have a genuine reason, some medical thing, I mean, generally when you go for vaccinations, they take an interview. I mean, you have whatever medical history and all that, right?
Okay, thank you, sir. There are multiple questions. I'll take the top two and then we move with the other after you are comfortable answering them within the slide or the next slide. Did doctor give remdesivir injection to you? The second is, it is being said that third wave will affect children. How can we protect them, or how should we protect them? Uday Devi asked this.
So the question on remedies is, I got it. Yeah. So they have course. It was given in VS hospital. So that's the answer. Third wave is obviously looks like kids. That's why they're including kids now. And I think in Stalin, our chief minister, honorable chief minister, started for 18+ kids. That's what the plan is, to get the entire population vaccinated. And the problem with kids is they are asymptomatic, right?
Yeah, okay. The next question is, dear sir, what was your best entertainment when you were at quarantine? Did you watch news channels?
Mostly it was,
okay.
Couple of them, mostly it was, what to say, WhatsApp. I was selectively using when I wanted, I used when I did not want, I was trying to sleep, but it was very difficult to sleep, right? I mean, you sleep all day, it's not possible. You cannot sleep 24 hours unless you're tired for like a week. You have not done that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I know. My friends have taken the
Thank you.
Sinopharm.
Okay. Nishat says,
here in UAE, China because of. Yeah.
Okay. Nishat says, here in UAE, Chinese vaccine, Sinopharm, is being given, and I have taken that. So Nishat can share their experience with us in the chat box so that we can share with the people. Yes, sir, we are good to go with the next point on the slide.
Yeah, the next thing I wanted to tell was like in the last couple of days, I was watching some news. It was helping. I saw DMK winning. I saw Kerala UDF winning, the LDF winning. I saw Mamata Banerjee coming out strongly, even though she lost, but it was a big win and it really motivated me. I was watching news a little bit. Again, it was Ramadan. So the other thing I was doing was like I have installed the Morning Askar app. It runs for like 45 minutes. It has like 32 different Askar. Some of them I knew, some of them I learned. I used to listen and repeat more like 2, 3, 4 times in the morning, in the evening and all that. That was something that was making me happy.
Okay, the next question is interesting. Now that you have recovered, so still you need to take vaccination or it is not necessary?
I'm planning to. I'm being sensible. In fact, I'm planning to get my family as well. That's the most sensible decision I can think of. I want my other elders in my family to take, including kids. I mean, use your brain. That's all I would say. Trust people.
Okay. Yeah, next, we can move on with the next slide, sir.
I think that's what, like, I'm done. Unless specific questions anyone wants to share. See, what I want you to do is all like, come on, come out and list at least one positive thing that you see, at least looking at my perspective. Because either you were affected or your family was affected. I mean, how do you see? I mean, I want some unique points to come out and think and relate. Yep. So we'll give you a couple of minutes to type and we'll start. Anything? Anyone? Come on, guys. Correlate. Tell me how it has helped your relationship. Anything. It can be anything.
Okay. Udaydev says, I have seen somewhere that after we are tested positive, there should be 3 months gap for vaccination. Have you heard anything like that?
Sorry, I don't get you.
No, Udaydevi says that after we get recover, there should be a gap of 3 months before you get vaccinated again.
Yes, I mean, whatever is reasonable, whatever is required. I'm not going to just blindly go and attack, right? So.
Okay. Brother Junaid has some valid points to be discussed. Need of the time to form a special board called COVID Relief for Affected Family Members at the town limit, who will look in the below areas for next 10 years and monitor them regularly. Orphan children, widow women, old parents, property dispute. Members must be from different Jamaat, experienced ones and young ones should be included with no political influence. So what's your take on this? How can we proceed with Brother Junaid's suggestion?
I think, I mean, always har tufan ke baad phir wapas aana hai. I mean, that's how life is, right? We need to come back. We need to fight it, and we will. And I'm sure. This is the first time I'm telling in one embody. Most of the Jamaats put across their ego, and I never heard Islamic Jamaat wale mangte, Tabligh Jamaat wale mangte, mangte. No, we were helping, even for non-Muslims. That's how we should be. So we are a community, we should give back. Look at how we can contribute. We will, we have to, we need to. I would love to be part of it in whatever capacity I can.
Okay, great. Umar asks, if you can give us or share your experience with others so that they can be strong if they are in the same situation. So what would be your advice if someone is there and affected?
You're asking me if
Yes,
someone is
yes.
affected. What is the question?
Yeah, so what is your message to them? If someone is affected now, if someone is tested positive, what is your message to them to stay strong?
I would suggest, I am part of the helpline, talk to me for 1 hour. I'll try to, I mean, sometimes it is one-on-one that works. You need to have a custom, solution for them. I don't know what their fear is. I don't know why, there might be something in their mind. I can talk to them and explain. There are other panelists as well who can do that. If they need any data, anything, any information, I'd be more than happy. Right? Okay.
Yeah, great. Sure. Thank you so much. 123456 is the number. And
Yeah,
here she's
Assalamu
saying,
alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Yes, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm Faiz Jahan, psychologist.
Oh, Fazia, ma'am, welcome.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, Saif Bhai. I'm really happy to see you after a long time. But I myself, was affected with COVID. And I would like to tell people, you have to be really strong, be positive, don't be scared of anything. See, death is going to come to us anytime. It can be today, tomorrow, any second. Okay. And it is like it can be through any source. Its only thing is like the positivity which is going to give us a peaceful death. Why should we get scared and die?
Why die
And-
24/7? Walaikum salam, ma'am.
Yeah. And other thing is last year I was undergoing all these things. I got pregnant and I was 12 weeks pregnant, and the entire 2 weeks was so difficult for me, wherein the first week I was struggling at home, like getting confused with the your pregnancy symptoms or it is COVID symptoms. So 1 week was a terrible time which I was undergoing. And the moment I went for a test, you believe it or not, I was the happiest person when I got it positive. I called up an ambulance, though my siblings arranged for the hospital, and my husband was willing to take care of his mother, my mother-in-law, and my son, elder one. And I just went independently in the ambulance where I could see nobody on the road. Though there was a fear within me, am I going to reach the hospital safely? Something is going to happen, or am I going to come back? Yes, but once I reached the hospital, I was so satisfied, though it was not a major thing, but I was more worried about my fetus. Alhamdulillah, today my son was born on 1st Jan this year, and myself and my son are very hale and healthy. And when I was hospitalized in the hospital, I did not watch any news channel. I just spoke to all my well-wishers. I just talked, even if it has been a very long gap, 10 years, 15 years gap, but still I made it a point to talk to each and every person. It is not that I wanted to know what is happening with that. It is only to see that people are occupying me, keeping me occupied with good thoughts. People are connected with me. That's the only thing which I did. And I am really happy, when I got discharged, when I informed Saifbhai about my COVID and me coming back after that. And he told me, come on, Faiz, read these 3 surahs continuously. And that was the power what I really got from that. It was, he asked me to Kullallahu Ahad, Surah Nas and Surah Falak. And every time that was on my lips. I did not stop till I came out of the hospital after the delivery. Until now also I read it out to my children. So positive mind is the only thing which will take you, or which will bring you back home. Don't
Great.
go by layman's, I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time, but don't go by layman's information or Google search things. There are so many information coming around. You just rely on your doctor, go with your instinct, just go ahead with the treatment or with the vaccination.
Great.
Humse badhkar Allah upar wala hai. He is going to decide.
Exactly. Yeah, Fazia, ma'am, for your wonderful insight. And we are obviously happy for you and for your family.
Thank you.
And we wish you all health.
Jazakallah bhai. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, nice knowing your perspective and being open that even being pregnant, COVID, I mean, being pregnant, a lot of people cry, a lot of people smile. You will have your own personal things, right? So, I mean, facing it like, you are more stronger than me, ma'am. A couple of things. One thing I said was to her is these are all small surahs, right? The 3 whole surahs, especially the 2 whole surahs I just wanted to share is the Suratul Nas and Suratul
Falak.
Falak. Yeah, these 2 actually are supposed to be recited on your kids, on yourself. It protects you for the entire day. This is the morning and the evening askar. That's one. The second thing is like, there was the time when Hazrat Fatima and Hazrat Ali, I mean, you know that they did not have any maid. They were going through struggles. And Hazrat Ali told Hazrat Aisha Razillah Ta'ala anhu, had a complaint to Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu, that I cannot manage household chores and it is finding it difficult. So Hazrat Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu, being a cousin and damad of Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he suggested, go back and ask your dad, which is Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She comes, she finds that, he's not there. She leaves, and when the Prophet comes back home, he comes to know that she had come. So he goes and checks and asks Fatima and Ali Razillah Ta'ala anhu, what happened? They said, like, we are going through difficult times. It's very difficult. Give us some solution. You know what the solution he gave? He said, in the night, before you go to sleep, 33 times Subhanallah, 33 times Alhamdulillah, and 34 times Allahu Akbar, recite it and put it on yourself. That will protect you and give you the energy. I came to know this recently. I'm passing it on. It's so simple. It won't take a minute or two to read those.
Inshallah, Jazakallah khair, sir. I'm giving you 30 seconds break. Meanwhile, Farhana ma'am, do you have any inputs to add for our participants so that they can take away some great insights as they as we end up this meeting? Yeah. Okay, Syed Muridullah has this question to Farhana ma'am, I guess. My question to mental health ma'am. How about mental health being of those under lockdown and of affected person relatives? Any suggestions? Oh, okay, Farhana ma'am need to be unmuted, so I'll just unmute her. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, now I'm unmuted. Of course, mental health plays a very important role, like one other ma'am just spoke. It is very important that how we stay positive. I always, or I'll have been telling everyone around me since after coming out of the hospitals, that, if you are not willing to live, even Allah's will or God's will is not going to help. It's very important that we keep that hope and positivity that we should fight back and come out of this. And there are 5 things that I would wish to tell people on this mental health aspect. First of all, do not panic when you get to know that you're tested positive for COVID, or any of your relatives, friends, or anybody who you're living with, even your children or your parents, your spouse, anybody. Please do not panic. That's a very important step, because once you start panicking, your brain doesn't function as normal, or you cannot think normally, right? And you're also creating this panic around you. Trust me, when first it was my mom who was tested positive for COVID, and she was in Chennai, and I live in Ranipet. So I had to go. I did not know what to do. The first immediate thing came to our minds is like, or me and my husband's mind is like, should we go, or should I go or not? Because this disease is something you got to be in a very untouchable state, or something like that. Even I have family, I have my own children. But the next day I decided to go, because it's of course my mother, and if I'm if not me, like who's going to be in her difficult times, because I want to be with her, to give her this mental impact of being positive. Not to, she is a very, very strong lady. Many of my relatives will know, even Sapphire will know. So, but even then, we tend to lose our mental state at such points. So I also prepared my children and my family that, okay, look, I'm going there to take care of your nanny, and I will also be tested positive, definitely, for some reason or the other. Definitely this infectious disease is so much and contagious that I will be infected. Do not panic. So that's the level of maturity we all should know to handle our situation. First of all, I know I was very emotional that I had to go take care of my mom, which a lot of my relatives and my cousins said, what you did was wrong. You shouldn't have gone first. But yes, I know I should be going there, but with all my precautionary measures, even the precautions did not work. But yes, Alhamdulillah, we are back and we are normal. But it might not be the case on everyone. But it's all about how strong I was mentally. I know I'll be infected, but I know I'll be overcoming it too. And I want to be there for my mother. And yes, I prepared all my family members. And yes, of course. And one of the relatives who came to visit my mom, he told her on face that, okay, your oxygen levels are like 55 and 60, your brain is going to stop functioning, you're going to get paralyzed and you're going to die in few days. That was very, very wrong intention, or maybe he was concerned. I don't know what he thought of telling it straight to my mom's face. But instantly I had been telling him, or we had to counter that and keep my mom hope, saying no, she had been having this oxygen levels dropping, or on the same levels for the past 1 week. So she is still okay, and she's going to be okay. She will be okay, right? So these very, very critical and few moments will need to be there for every one of us, even be it you are a COVID patient or a COVID attender, or you are someone who's, just answering or helping someone over phone or WhatsApp group as well. Be positive and give hope. And of course, this mental health is very important during these difficult times. I hope I have, given few valuable thoughts.
Yeah, amazing. And thank
can
you
I
so
add a
much.
joke to that?
Yes,
Yes, please.
go ahead.
My blood group is B positive.
That's an amazing thing.
Seriously,
Of course, yes,
I'm not
of course,
joking.
please be positive.
Yeah.
There was a meme as well being circulated. O positive guy, people do not get impacted. I don't know if it is true or not.
Yeah.
Any
So let me
positive-
pull someone, my good
Sure.
friend, Subbu. I know, Subbu, I don't know if you can share this. Subbu, I want you to share. I mean, I know you have heard a lot of good things from my side. I know you had a similar case in your family, but you struggled. I know it's similar, but I wanted to share, Subbu, from your side, if you can. Unmute Subbu, no?
Yeah, I have unmuted him. He can go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everybody. This is Subbu here. I don't know if I have much to say, but I've known Syed for the past, I think, almost 15 years. He's been a very positive guy and passing positive things around. So I kind of came to know about Syed only last week, that he was hospitalized, he was not doing good, and then he came back and now he's doing well. I was kind of totally out of this world. Like I did not communicate with anybody. I was totally out because I don't know what to say. But my father-in-law was affected with COVID, and we did not know that he was affected with COVID for almost 8 days. We were in the same house, living together. He was not well actually. He got vaccinated, his second vaccine, and the very next day he was sick. And doctors were saying that it was because of the side effects of the vaccine. Because he's almost 84 years old. So doctors were saying that it is because of side effect, he'll be okay in 2 or 3 days. But eventually it did not, it was not the case. 8th day, 9th day, his saturation levels started falling down. But I told this to Syed also, like my father-in-law is a fighter like Syed. Like he never gave up. He was always like, first he did not care that he had COVID. He did not know that he had COVID, but he always knew he would come out of it. Like whatever problem he had, he always knew he would come out of it. And then finally, like he agreed to get tested. We tested, and he was positive, COVID positive, and his saturation is very low. His lung infection was 60% and all that. But the fear that we had in the family, I don't know, like we were all so scared. But me and my wife were the only two people who could kind of work with him. Like first 10 days we were there, we were totally with him. One good news is both of us were vaccinated. Both of us had both the vaccines done. But that was not in our minds at all. We never thought about vaccine. We were only scared. We were literally scared. But we were very positive. We just wanted to help him and we wanted to make sure that he comes out of it. Both my wife, me, and my sister-in-law, all three of us were with him. And today he is hale and healthy. His saturation levels have come up to 94. The only problem that he has is he's little weak, but I'm sure next couple of weeks he'll be okay. Like a lot of people saying, like, I think unless you have the intention of living, I don't think anybody else can help you. Even God helps only those who want to help themselves, is what I feel. Like, I think a lot of people say, don't get panicked, don't be afraid, don't lose your control and all that. But I really don't believe in that, because the very first thing that happens to us is fear. I think it is not about not being panicked. I think it is about being panicked but having control on yourself. I think that is what matters. Because not being panicked, because a lot of people, my friends, I also keep asking this question to my doctor. My doctor says, don't panic. I say, what do you mean don't panic? How do I not panic? My heart is beating. Like, it is like, I don't know, like, it is not easy to be calm during such times, because you don't know what is going to happen to you. But I think panic will be there. See what you can do to distract your mind, to keep your mind away from what you should not think. I think that will help us a lot. Listen to music, listen, talk to God, talk to your parents, talk to well-wishers, talk to all those people who you think will give you positive thoughts. Don't talk to, because like somebody was saying, like, your suggestion is 55, you'll be out, you'll be paralyzed. Don't talk to such people. What I do is, when somebody comes to my father-in-law, somebody comes to my home, or somebody talks to us, and the very first negative word they say, I say goodbye. Thank you, thanks for coming, thanks for asking. I think you should go now. I may sound harsh, but I think it is not helping. Like, we want people who can help us when we are not in good shape. So I think we need to fight. I think the only thing that we should have in mind is fight it out. I think we will definitely win. We should have the attitude to fight. We should have the right attitude to fight. I think exactly. God is always there with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Subbu sir, for sharing your wonderful insight. And as you rightly said, stress, fear, and panic should be there, but the measure should be of that level that makes us to take some action, not makes us to sit back and to wait for the situation to pass on. So I recently did this course which informs about this idea. Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. Hasib has something to add on. Sir, shall I go ahead and unmute him?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Hasib.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Hasib.
Yes, Hasib.
As we heard, the Subbu sir said, we will have a fear. No, but it's all about how we react to that. That's the matter here. We will have fear, but we should know where to react, where not to react. जहां तक बात पेन की थी, वो बोल रहे ना fear and all. I want to tell you about our Vanyambadi peoples. हम लोग बोलते हैं इनको डरो, कोरोना है बाहर. They won't fear. They are like, हमको कुछ नहीं होता. जब हो गया तब fear करते हैं. जब नहीं करना तब करते हैं. जब करना नहीं होता तब you know now it's ulta pulta. Our Vanyambadis are doing like that only.
Yeah, let's stay positive, Hasib. I'm sure they will understand, and we will have to do some.
Yeah, inshallah.
These awareness sessions will help them out, because we have to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, inshallah. I mean, we have a helpline section. You can call.
Definitely.
Anytime we will help you, inshallah.
I think sir can share the screen and let people know about the helpline and also about the upcoming webinar. Please go ahead with the agenda, sir. Yeah.
I have one point to share. This is very important. Let me tell you how I got this positivity. I don't know if you're aware. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get the slide back. Right. Okay. So in June last year, first wave, I mean, I must say, a very good friend, Sigma Foundation, very process guy. I really love him. May Allah give you Jannah, may Allah give you long life. He has a team. He has got COVID. He was in Shifa, right? While in Shifa, you know what he did? He got a lot of information which he thought it is not easy to find. He planned. He's not an IT guy. I mean, he is related to IT. I mean, he was part of the Empower Foundation initial, software founding fathers for that. He planned for a website. You can go Google it. COVID Helpline Bangalore. His team is catering to, I mean, I was hoping they will attend, but I'm sure they're catering to people every minute. I was in their group. I was surprised and shocked at the kind of commitment they have to carry social service in a professional way. See, there are three types of people who is what I believe. One who is full, he's settled in life, he has everything and he wants to do charity. He does charity because he's old or he wants to gain some rewards, right? There are another category, which is like me. I'm earning, I'm happy, but I do charity on the weekend alone. You call me on a weekend, I'm there. Very rarely I will compromise for a weekday. That's the rule I've set. And it's a good rule in the sense like you don't mix things. And even if you give 1 day per month as a volunteer, do something. The world has to change. The world has to become a better place, right? That's the second type. The third type is the Amin Mudassar type, wherein he does the more than full-time job and takes a decent professional salary. I feel social service is full-time as well. We need people like him. I have a surprise for him in a week's time, inshallah. I will share some big thing, hopefully. I'll work with him closely. So I just wanted to share that thought.
Inshallah. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Please proceed with the next bullet point of the agenda.
That's it, done. I'm done.
Okay,
Unless
you
people
want to
have
talk about upcoming webinars and how we are going to share about it? How
Yeah.
the frequency of it? Yep.
We can plan next week. I think I'm giving preference to Farhana. One being she's a female and she has a family to survive COVID and she can share her experiences. This is primarily like herself and mother. That's one. We can have the next webinar that we are thinking to have Alim sir share a few things from his side. And I think we have also engaged with some doctors to talk about vaccination, its importance and all that. Plus, okay. I think Dania is there. Assalamualaikum, Dania. Dania is going to talk about nutrition, how to gain weight properly and quickly, and we can plan. So maybe we can pull in Dania to talk a few things, some insight about her sessions. I don't know if she's surprised, so can you unmute Dania?
Dania, okay. Yes, done. Dania ma'am, you are unmuted now. You can go ahead and speak. If you are unable to unmute yourself, please ping us privately in the chat box. I have made you as co-host, so you can unmute yourself. Okay, I think such that she's unavailable right now. We'll go ahead and wind up the session. If there is any last thought from you or Farhana ma'am, or are we good to go?
May I just add, sir?
Yes, yes, please.
Probably while we are, talking about the helplines, so I would just like to share a few other images or posters we have on what kind of services we are offering and where people could reach us. If
Sure,
that's okay with you all.
Yes. Yeah, I have made you as co-host, so you can go ahead and share your screen.
Sure, I will have to share my screen. Yep. This will stop other screen. Yeah, okay. Sure. Yes, so let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it now.
Right, okay. So as you all know, like we've been talking about the helplines. So one of the, these are the few images that we have been circulating across our social media. So we have expert dietary plan experts, and these all these services are free for consultation, and of course restricted to timings, uh, your slot needs to be booked beforehand. Like talk to, we have dietitian panels of Sani Karan, she's a nutritionist, and Dania Irfan, about which Saif sir just mentioned. So we have a panelist for online consultation, which is like doctor panels, Dr. Abdul Rahman, Dr. Zakaria, Dr. Smita. And we have, yes, of course, motivation and counseling. Me and Abdul Alim sir will be available, and my timings would be like 3 to 5 p.m. and Abdul Alim sir would be available, and we are always available in WhatsApp. These timings, at least to me, this is only for calls, but I'm always available in the same WhatsApp number. So if you have any questions, or anything that needs consultation with specifically on motivation and counseling, so we should be able to help you. And yeah, online oxygen therapy, we have Syed Hasif from Shifa Hospital. He'll be, you can contact him as is mentioned here, and again, it is a free consultation. Yeah, this is in Urdu. I guess that's it. Of course, okay. There are other posters. So I
Yeah.
hope that I've covered Alim sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that,
Jazakallah
one
khair,
thing I want to tell. I mean, see, we are not providing the solution. We are not the solution providers. We are the bridge. We have doctors, we are connecting you. We have dietitians, we are connecting you. If I know something, I'm going to tell. I mean, some of the people thought we are taking prescription from the doctors and trying to implement. No. Right now, we're trying to help each other in the best possible way. Right? So I think we can go ahead and pull in some doctors. I don't know who are there. Dr. Abdurrahman, Dr. Zakaria.
I could see Jamil sir is here, Dr. Jamil. If you could share.
He's from, he's a professor in New College, so I know. Okay. He's my cousin's husband, so not him.
Okay, great, sir. I think we are good with the session, and Alhamdulillah, thank you so much, everyone, for attending and being a part of the session. Thank you so much, sir, for making.
I think there is one last question from Aparna.
Okay.
So she's asking, once one question can
stop transmission of the virus?
No.
Can vaccination stop? Yeah.
It's an expert question. I don't know. Pass.
Okay, yeah, let's try to figure it out and have this answered in the upcoming webinars, so that we all stay connected and also share this with our loved ones who would be benefiting out of these sessions and seminars. Finally, thanking Saifullah sir for being here with us. Without him, this session wouldn't have been possible, and we really appreciate the commitment that you give. You have been sitting with us since a long time and answering the queries that we all had. Thank you so much, Farhana ma'am, for being here, Faiz Jahan ma'am, and to all the participants for being so much interactive and asking too much of questions that helped a lot of us as we progress. So looking forward to meet all of you again in the upcoming webinar, and look forward for our posters in your group, so that you join us and we become a strong family as we move on.
Jazakallah khair, and I would like to thank everyone. And I would like to say this, like, may Allah protect us all. May the Almighty keep us safe, our children, everyone. And I hope the intention is good. Let's carry this forward. Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to end the meeting now. Stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself, and be positive. Stay mentally and emotionally strong. Take care. Bye-bye. 3, 2, 1. Allah Hafiz.